people who bought, they really struggle to rent.
They will get 10% ROI, they will get 100% appreciation, but in reality on handover they don't get anything.
You're going to have
Another discount
on top of your discount.
People are spending a lot of money just to have a dinner there.
He controls the market basically. He can put whatever price he wants.
The starting price was like 8 million
and right now it's around
40 million for the same apartment.
Tickets, free tickets to come and to choose, and free hotel, and we will treat you like a king.
Their view is facing the parking. They announced a new building in this parking. He was struggling to sell.
But it's 80% of the building is a one bedroom.
There is some developers, they start selling before they find in the master plan.
Hello, our lovely investors. Welcome back to Dubai Santa Gold Podcast, your favorite real estate podcast, where we, as experts, bring to you the top insights from the real estate market of Dubai, the best investment opportunities, the best strategies, the best areas to invest in, what to avoid, and also mistakes that you should learn from. With you, as usual, are your favorite real estate experts, Santa Maria Kourri and Nizar Bensaid.
Guys, today we will speak about part 2 of horror stories that happen in Dubai real estate. We've seen it all. We've seen people losing investment. We've seen people making good investments. And we want you to make the safest decision in this beautiful market, because I feel sorry for someone to come to this market, very good market, very healthy market, and make a wrong decision. And that's why we are here, me and Santa Maria.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so let's start. Let's start.
Santa Maria, I know you have a story. You told me this in the off. I want to hear about it because it's very, very helpful for people. Tell me about your story, about the ROI, the appreciation, because everyone coming here in this market for these two numbers, ROI and appreciation, but some people, they don't get it. Some people, they've been promised that they will get 10% ROI, they will get 100% appreciation, but in reality on handover, they don't get anything. Tell me please about your story.
I want to tell you a story about one of my investors who kind of made a wrong investment decision. Why? Because he was promised by another agent that he will, on paper, get 9% return of investment, but in reality it did not happen.
Okay, but what happened? Why?
So why? Because he bought in a building a one-bedroom apartment, and it was supposed to be giving him a good return of investment for the rent, but his agent, he didn't estimate that besides this one building, this developer at the same time was going to hand over 3 other buildings next to it.
Wow, like an oversupply of this one bedroom in the whole area.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same developer, the same quality, and almost the same handover date.
Yeah, I see this a lot because sometimes like they have like a building is not unique, it's just adding units to the area and nothing is unique about it. They don't have like a unique amenities or something that people will say, I want to choose to live here. Like the same thing what happens in Marina Gate. There is a lot of units in Marina, but this building was successful because people are coming for a unique product that doesn't exist in Marina.
Yeah, and also in the case of Marina Gate, they had the gap of 6 months between them when they were handing over. So they were handing over, and 6 months later the second tower, and 6 months later the next tower. So they had it in phases, and people, they had the opportunity who invested to rent their properties.
Okay.
But in this case, they handed over maybe with like 15 days gap between each other.
Wow.
And the people who bought, they really struggle to rent. So this investor in particular, yeah, he can get like a 9% return of investment for his unit on paper. But in reality, he's getting 0% because for 6 months, he cannot rent out his unit.
Wow, yeah. And then it's like a 6-month loss. Yes. It's 9%. He will rent it for this price, but it's a lost time.
In this case, what I can advise to someone who is facing the same kind of situation, instead of renting it as a long term, furnish it, maybe put some more money in it, put some more interior design.
Put some special spices.
Exactly. Like make it a little bit different, make it stand out from all these other like sea of units that handed over at the same time. And then maybe you will increase your chances of renting it.
Yes. So what we can learn from your client's experience is before investing, always check the liquidity. Yes, ROI, appreciation on paper is good. That's good for the area, but check liquidity. Check if you will take the unit on the handover, how many people will be ready to rent it and how fast you will resell it and how fast you will rent it. And it all comes to the location, and it also comes to the choice of units also.
Exactly, because if in one building 80% of the units are one bedrooms, and then let's say 15% are two bedrooms and 5% are three bedrooms, and this building matches all the other points that we speak about for the good investment, location, the developer, the quality, the price point, the entry level, then think that if you're going for the one bedroom, on paper it might sound like a more appealing option, more affordable and so on, more easy, but it's 80% of the building is a one bedroom. So then you should make sure to choose like some unique layout of the one bedroom, or go to the two or the three bedroom.
Yes, and or check what's the need in the area. Maybe this all the other buildings, they have only one bedroom, two bedroom, but they don't really have like a spacious three bedroom. They don't have like a special layout. And some developers, they study the market and they create a unique layout that you as a smart investor, that's your opportunity to invest and to make money.
Exactly. For example, in some buildings, there's a craziest appreciation happening in the penthouses or the duplexes, because there's just like maybe one or two units on the top floor, and then that's it. Whoever got it got the treasure of the building and got something so unique that he controls the market. Basically, he can put whatever price he wants, and if this is going to match the requirements of the market and the demand, there he goes. This is his return of investment and capital appreciation, not on paper but in reality. Nizar, what about you? Which horror story you had?
Well, I have an horror story and a good story at the same time. So I will not mention the community. I had two clients. They both bought one building. And in this building, their view is facing the parking. Okay. There is an empty parking. So what happened is that one of the clients, he sold it. And he sold for a one bedroom for around 2.4 million. Another client, he didn't want to sell. He said, let me wait until the handover and I will sell it. So in front of the parking, by the way, these people, they didn't buy from me. If they will buy from me, I will not give them these two units, and I will tell you why. Because these two units are facing a parking. And in the whole master plan, it was not mentioned in the master plan that this parking will have a building. They just add it on the master plan. As a smart investor or as a smart real estate expert, the first thing you see an empty parking, you think, okay, here it will be a building, because with our experience in the market, we've seen it many times that if you have an empty parking, most probably they will add a building there.
Even sometimes if you have like some commercial, like a retail space, they also demolish it.
They can demolish it, but an empty parking, that's like a very, very high chance that they will do another building. So what happens to these two clients? One of them sold, he sold for 2.4 million. And then immediately after, they announced a new building in this parking. Other client, he was struggling to sell. He sold later, but at lower price than the first client. So here, the takeaway, the lesson that we can take from this, always check the surrounding of the building you're investing in. So you see a parking, think this parking may be a new building, or also maybe invest in a master community. That's why we like the master developers like EMR, for example. They are very clear about their master plan from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I remember back in the days when we were selling Dubai Hills, when it just first launched, it was like an empty land there. At that time, EMR, they were already very specific about the whole community. They told us that there was going to be a golf course. They specifically mentioned where it's going to be. They mentioned to us where it's going to be the larger kind of mansion and villas next to the golf course, the smaller villas closer to the mall, the shopping mall, as we all know it today, Dubai Hills Mall, and also the boulevard, which they were mentioning to us is going to be similar to Mohammed bin Rashid Boulevard with the cafes, restaurants in the buildings there. That's actually what they did.
And if there is any changes, it will be just minor changes, not the whole master plan.
Yeah, exactly. They will still follow what they promised in the beginning.
And also there is some developers, they start selling before defining the master plan, right?
Yeah, exactly. At that time, we also had the opposite, which is other developers, by the way, they would be launching villa communities and townhouse communities, and they would like launch, sell, and then draw the master plan. So the people who were buying, they didn't even know exactly where they're going to be buying.
And Santa Maria is very funny because you are a fan of waterfront and seafront properties. Now with seafront properties, we don't have this problem.
We usually don't have this problem, but sometimes we still do. But when you buy in areas that you are sure that there's not going to be any new island there and your view is not going to be obstructed, for example, when you buy in areas like the crescent of the Palm Jumeirah with the open sea view or with the Palm Jumeirah view, you know that your view is not going to be obstructed anymore.
And then we avoid all these problems.
Exactly. That's also an easy option.
Yeah, and right now I feel sorry for people that they are spending a lot of money in other projects. While in Dubai, we still have, people, they forget about this. We still have chance to invest in a off-plan property on the sea, on the coastline, with a very, very affordable price compared to other cities. Why losing money in other investments? You still have this chance now, because in the future, it will be super expensive to buy on the coastline.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I'm focusing on waterfront. And I advise to all of you lovely investors who still don't have a waterfront investment to go ahead, secure it there, and then you can look more into the community side area for villas, townhouses, and so on, right?
Yes, I agree with you. Santa Maria, this is your favorite topic. What about developers that they give a huge discount? Is it a good investment?
Of course, I don't think it's a good investment. I have some clients who have this kind of philosophy. They think that they need to get a very good deal, like the best of the best, to squeeze the developer, to squeeze the agent, to get like a maximum.
To feel that they are smart
To
investors.
feel like they're smart, to feel like they made like the right investment and that they are the ones who tricked the market and got like something amazing and unique and they want to get a big discount. But guess what? If you go to a developer and you give them all of your conditions and they're going to agree to all of your conditions, guess what? It means it's a very weak developer, a very weak project.
Yes, we have developers right now in the market, especially in the market right now. We have developers that you submit your expression of interest and you are praying to get a unit, while other developers are telling you, come, and I will give you a discount. I will give you like
Tickets,
Tickets
free
and-
tickets to come and to choose and free hotel and we will treat you like a king. We're not saying, of course, that this is bad, to have a good treatment. We're always treating all of our clients like kings. But be a smart investor. If you really want to be a smart investment, think, why is this developer agreeing to a 20 or 30 or 10% discount or even more? Because they're not selling, that's why.
yeah, some developers and some good investments, they give you incentives, just an
Appreciation. But if these developers, they're giving you huge discounts and you don't look at anything else, you don't look at the location, you don't
analyze anything, you just feel that you made a good investment because you got a discount, that's the problem.
Unfortunately, yeah. Because if you are going to be buying a discounted property that the developer is struggling to sell even on a payment plan and they already discounted at 30 or 40% or even 20%, it's still a very big discount in today's market. Guess what? It means that when you are going to buy it, when you're going to be reselling it, you're going to have a
discount.
on top of your discount that you already got. So this is not a smart investment.
Yeah, we are talking to our lovely investors that coming from other countries.
It's normal in other countries to go in with a developer and ask for the discount.
Yeah.
And the market is very slow and it's normal to ask, even if it's a good investment, you ask for
For discount. Here in Dubai,
In this condition we are living right now, developers, you need the developers, they don't need you.
That's true. That's true. Right now, it's not really a buyer's market. It's a seller's market, and the developers, they're the ones dictating the conditions and the terms. And if you see the strong developers and the very successful projects, they don't have any discount on them right now, and they don't have availability.
Even if you buy bulk, you come and you buy 1 floor, 2 floors, you don't get a discount.
Yeah, imagine. And the people, they still buy and they make a profit on this. And then the other ones, they buy with a discount and they make more loss on it, more discount. So what you can learn from this, don't be fooled by the discount. If you want to be smart in Dubai, you need to maybe change the way that you're thinking, because in Dubai, these things are not applicable. Discount does not equal smart or good investment. Nizar, what can you tell me about the hype, Because a lot of projects, they have a hype behind them, they have a crowd, they have all these people fighting to get a unit there. Do you think this always means that it's a good investment or not?
No, not every hype project is a good investment, and not
Every good investment is a hyped project.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
How
Do you
come?
like this sentence, huh?
How come?
So we see a lot of projects. For example, I will start with the Royal Atlantis and you will tell me the story of Royal Atlantis. Royal Atlantis, guys, it's a successful project. It's one of the most successful projects, I would say, in the world. It's an iconic building where people are spending a lot of money just to have a dinner there. And you have an apartment. The starting price was like 8 million, which is 2 million US dollar.
and right now it's around like
40 million for the same apartment. Tell me, Santa Maria, I know because you told me the story before that you had people not believing in Royal Atlantis when it was launched.
Yeah, exactly. Royal Atlantis, it was kind of the opposite of a hype back in the days. So when they were building it, and already the building was very visible there, they had their sales gallery, and they even had a show apartment that we were taking the customers to. But it was not super crowded. It was like few people going, checking it, and so on, especially in the beginning. They really did not believe in it. A lot of people, they thought that it's overpriced at that time. So they thought, oh my God, a 2-bedroom for 8 million. This is a little bit too much. But you know what's the problem? They were thinking with the mind of the market of that day. They were not thinking with the mind of the future. And this is the same thing that we see right now. The people, they come to us, they give us their objections, their hesitations. They say, wow, okay, now let's say a 2-bedroom for a 10 million on a new waterfront project. It's very expensive. No, it's not very expensive. Go back to 5 years ago and see what people were saying about the successful projects of today that already got appreciated. Today, this 8 million is around 15 million minimum in Royal
Yeah,
Atlantis.
But let's forget about Atlantis, the iconic building, the Dolce Gabbana pool, and all of these things. If you just follow the basic of real estate, you will understand that this is a very good project. You are on the coastline. Every single unit is facing the sea, and the coastline is limited. And you are looking at Palm Jumeirah and looking at the open sea view with this price. So of course, of course, it's a good investment.
Definitely. Now I can cross-compare it kind of to also Paso that recently launched on the Crescent. Some people, they're saying that 5 million, 6 million for a 1-bedroom, this is like too much. But those people are forgetting that on the Crescent of the Palm Jumeirah, there are almost no 1-bedrooms, which brings us to the first point we were talking about in this episode, the liquidity. There's no 1-bedroom. So even a 1-bedroom for a 5 million in a building, which is going to be kind of similar to Royal Atlantis with so many facilities, also like a iconic, like a new landmark of the Crescent. Well, yeah, this is the price. And this is the market of today.
And now we are seeing when you are buying with a very good developer, how they think about their investors, because there is some developers, their only job is to make you money as an investor because they are looking at the long-term game. They are not looking to make money and run away. They are established developers. They want you to make money. That's why they study, and they study the area, they study the project, they study the other project, and they give you an investment opportunity. It's a very good example. Paso, I think, also is one of the projects that not selling like in 1 minute. It's a project that is not very hyped, but once it's ready, it will surprise people on the handover.
Yes, it will continue the success of Royal Atlantis in our opinion. And let's look at the opposite example. Projects which are so hyped, you, I don't know, open the TV, there's ads about it, you open your phone, your Instagram, everyone is talking about
Celebrity
it.
are promoting them, they are linking their
Everything.
image with the projects and everything, but it doesn't mean that it's a good project because as we said in our last episodes, nothing should distract you from looking at the basics of real estate. Location, you study the liquidity, you study the asset that you are investing in. There is demand on this asset, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. There is demand on villas or townhouses. The seafront is limited. Like if you get distracted from the basic of real estate, you will end up making a wrong decision.
So do not always follow the hype. Learn from this. Sometimes if something is hyped, if everyone is talking about it, if there is a lot of money involved in the marketing and the promotion of this project, it does not mean that it's a good project. And on the opposite, if no one is really talking about it, but you see that there's a unique investment opportunity, it does not mean that it's a bad project. It means you should go and be the smart one in this case and study and enter it while no one is even talking about it.
So guys, we finished our stories for today, but we want you to take lessons from this because this market is an extraordinary market. People are coming, are making money. You've seen this. Even envy you, Santa Maria, because you sold in Amalfi Villas. I didn't have chance to sell in this project. People made 500% appreciation. People are making, if they keep the unit, they're making 30% ROI on the townhouses on the island. Imagine you have these opportunities and you go and you invest and you make a wrong investment in other investment just because it's hyped or just because your cousin invested there or because your friend invested there. So we want to give you guys lessons. Santa Maria, what's the first lesson we can get from this?
The first lesson that we already spoke about is to check the liquidity. Before you're buying, think how many units are similar to yours and how your unit is going to be unique, how it will stand out. What's the second point?
The second point, check the master plan and check the surrounding of your building. You either invest in a seafront property on the water and there is nothing that will block your view, or you invest with a master developer. Like for example, Imar is very good at this. They are clear about their master plan from the beginning, and you also check the surrounding of the building. If there is a plot, empty plot close to your building, think that it may be a building. If there is a parking, they may remove the parking and put a building. To be safe, check everything from A to Z.
The third point, avoid massive discounts. Change your mentality. The smartest investor is not the one who bargains the best discounts. If you're going to bargain the best discounts and the developer is going to agree to this bargain, it means the developer is a weak developer. The project is not selling, so do not go for this. Yes, you can have some incentives. You can, of course, negotiate some parts. But if it's a very successful project, if it's a very strong developer, they most probably will not entertain, unfortunately, any of your bargains and negotiations.
The fourth point, don't follow the hype. Not every hyped project is a good investment, and not every good investment is a hyped project. So just check the basics of real estate. Don't let anyone make you not look at the basics of real estate. Location, the unit you are investing in, the supply, the demand, check everything, the secondary market transaction, and then take the decision.
And the fifth last point we want to talk about today, it's to think like an end user. So even if you're an investor, you should always think as an end user, because the end users are the ones who are going to actually determine your investment. Are they going to buy from you in the future? Are they going to rent from you in the future? Is this going to be actually demanded? Think like an end user.
So when you are investing in a project, think who will buy from you in the future, okay? So think who will spend more money than you spent to pay you the price you paid plus the premium to go and buy your property.
So guys, thank you so much for being with us on yet another episode of Santa Gold Podcast, and we hope that you found this episode also helpful.
These horror stories, they are not meant to scare you, but we want you to take the maximum from this beautiful market, because we see success, we see failure, and we want you to be the successful smart investor.
So thank you so much for being with us, and see you in our next episodes. And if you found this episode interesting and helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, so we know that you are interested to get more information like this, and we can make and produce even more episodes to you. And if you want to get a personal consultation for your exact investment, you can reach out to us in the link below.
And of course, we will be happy to help you. Goodbye, and see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.